Off we go.
Previously during the investigation.
F.K.
Hello, Hammer.
The coffin. I knew I could count on. Never.
This is the same one as last time, I believe.
Bit off, honest.
So let's just shuffle onward. They don't add bits on at the end. They're like set video things. The second Punch-Out fight in Wonderful 101. Where was I though? You are getting close to the end. That's good. I don't know when my next stream is, but I want to know what you think of like the entire ending sequence. So I adore it. I adore that entire game. Hello, I'm Emily. Right. I remember what I wanted to do, but I'm debating how I wanted to do it. I'm gonna turn that down on my TV. Right, we have to fuck about until it's like 9 o'clock to go to this diner. I think once we do that... I've seen you've been playing the Shovel Knight expansion. It's the biggest one. You're like, me and Shovel Knight was fairly beefy for like a 2D platformer one. I do. Ricky sat in a wee cat loaf ship. I haven't, the only thing I've seen of it, I'm not even sure if it's the actual dialogue, is him like, presuming an early cutscene of like, I'm here to cause problems or something like that. That was a huff. I need to get around to all of those really, because I only played main game Shovel Knight. Which one am I doing? No, yeah, fair, valid really. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do this next sequence. So I think after this it's just like, okay, go to place for thing. Once we do that, we're actually gonna fuck about and kill several days of time. Because there's a thing we need to do, and we need to need to hand money to your man at the gas station, but he will only take it like every day if I remember right. You think the gaming tweet of the year deserves its award? I'm gonna be real with you, I still don't know what the actual gaming tweet was. I've seen piss takes about it, but I still don't know what the actual thing itself was. All I really care about from the Game Awards is that Bravely Default 2 exists. I began screaming, and also there's a No More Heroes 3 trailer that I have to watch, but I've seen like a still of, and it's like, oh my god, that's an Akira ref. You haven't seen it either. Beautiful. Also, Disco Elysium is like 20% off places because it won like 4 awards, and I might partake of that. Gothic, yeah, they're doing that's a really neat thing they're doing. Where they're like releasing a prototype of the remake to see if maybe we can get more money out of them now. To see if people like it enough to advance the thing forward. Yeah, I noticed that, but I'm like, I don't know, cause like it seems like it would have been a sure bet, but Nintendo behave in mysterious ways, and I guess a January Direct seems like the most obvious now. I might as well have gas. I should probably calculate based on him saying $5 a gallon how many gallons this car holds, but I'm gonna fall on the percentage and all. But yeah, we need to go fuck about, I think. So we'll go advance this plot section, then we'll mill about. Probably could have done this off stream or something, but I've been exceptionally busy the past 2 days. Well, today and yesterday, I mean. And Wednesday. Tuesday was the day of lying about being fat.
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
We're fine. Yeah. Hard. Also, the Xbox Series X, that's why we're on the topic of things that make me go, why? There's a lot of why going about right now. Yeah, it's not, I feel like it's not this hard to name a device or like a product you're selling. It's like they just don't know what to call anything. It's like they expected to be able to just keep calling it the Xbox, and they're just kind of like, well, fuck, what do we do? Xbox 4. It should be that simple. But then they called the third one Xbox One, and it's just kind of like...
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
Dug this grave yourselves. I will say, like, it is hilarious how, like, unsubtle they're being about it, and now, like, the console's look is literally just a PC tower. But on the other hand, I kind of respect that. Because, it's, you know, it's overt and everything, but it's kind of like, you know what, yeah. No fucking about trying to make, like, some sort of, sleek design or whatever the fuck. It's just... fucking, like, it's just straight up a PC tower. And that means we'll have just enough space and, like, room for actual cooling to make this thing not explode, I hope. Like, the size... The Xboxes were already, like, fucking... Well, the 360 was alright. But the Xbox One was already a goddamn brick. Like, that thing was gigantic, and it's, like... Its power box, like, the... You know, the... Oh, fuck is it? The power... adapter, like, the big fucking monolith that the plug goes into and out of. Like, that was a fucking travesty unto itself. I think the first game was worse than the second. Many aspects of the remake wouldn't fix. There are also many aspects of the game to be improved greatly by a remake. Yeah, that's good to know. Like, it gives me hope. Like, the fact that they're choosing to do... you know, that's how they're choosing to handle things is just very heartening, I feel like. Granted, it is them kind of admitting that they don't have the exact confidence to release it as is. But it also shows that they're willing to give it more of a shot and actually, like, you know, see to it that there's enough, you know, that there is an audience for this instead of just assuming there isn't. Even the card game was pretty darn enjoyable, except to fuck those two in particular. Sounds like the card game in Final Fantasy 9. I'm not sure the card game in Final Fantasy 9 is just kind of a fucking dark art unto itself. It's not required to beat the game. Good. Granted, I haven't played it, but it's always good when little things like that aren't obligatory. Hello. Oh yes. Let us smoke. I'm pretty sure we bought like enough food shit to not just die. To York's insane metabolism. Puff up. Granted, I'm not sure of the exact decay rate in this game, but it'll stop you once it gets too low on one or the other. Stop there. Yeah, okay, that was a good call. Refill and then, you know, smoke the next 2 hours away. Yeah, that is a concern to have. That is like a genuine concern to have, is that they'll just scrap everything just to make it more palatable to Americans in particular, especially. Dog feels a fuck ton. Would you expect that, really? A difference in coffee. You got a lot more coffee. It's all one menu, I keep forgetting. Well, I kind of wonder, because, like, granted we haven't seen any of its writing. That was a bit early, actually. I might as well just wait it out, honestly. But, well, we are now a stinky agent. Rip. Student place for a whole day, and now we smell like pee. For reference, the part was besides, like, you know, being having a money penalty for falling into the status, being smelly doesn't actually affect anything. You just kind of keep existing. But yeah, like, THQ Nordic are doing the full remake of Destroy All Humans, and while they're going for a different, like, an actual stylized art style for the humans, Crypto looks the same. For what we seen, like, what we've seen of the gameplay, like the gameplay trailer, that showed like the first level, it's basically 1-to-1. We didn't see any of the writing really, but you know, it seems like they're dedicated to being incredibly faithful. Look at him go! Look at him go! He's a witch. Fucking eat him. That's what the coffee was warning us about. Fucking on to you, Kason. Yes. What was I saying? Yeah, like, I get the feeling that they might, like, try and purposely steer, like, as 1-to-1 as possible in every single aspect. For good or for ill, most likely. Just because they'll figure that's the best way to do it and guarantee no one gets upset. Which, you know, is a respect I could, like, an approach I can respect. Even if you can ask, well, isn't it just a... Well, hell. In all my years, I've never seen a man as open about his sorcery as him. I thought he was about to do it again. I think he just brushed against that building, judging by the way his lights went. He's had one too many alcoholic sandwiches, that Kason. Rophot humor, sorry. That is something specific to the region of Germany where I'm from. People in Germany and East Europe seem to really enjoy it, but people from other regions don't seem to get it at all. That intrigues me, I must say. It's like, what is it? Is Rakugo in Japan? Like, it's a form of, like, stage play where it's just one guy. He sits on a mat and he can only tell, the whole thing is he tells a whole joke using only his voices and his hands at most. And, you know, it's like a very popular form of performance art, and especially, like, form of comedy. It's one of those things I haven't really seen, but it sounds abstract and arcane. It's kind of like, I wonder if I would really get it not being in that culture, knowing, like, you know, maybe it's a language thing as much as a culture thing. Probably, like, Rarpot humor is probably more, probably not as specific as that, but, you know, some sort of cultural thing, perhaps. Learned about foods in German. Well, it's time for me to maim this pronunciation while I'm at it. What is... Look at that sunlight go. I'm gonna stand behind this tree and stare at Nick as he leaves. You don't actually have to give a shit about Nick being present or anything, just, you know. So many more food words in English. I don't doubt. Hell, most of the food words in English are just wholesale lifted from other languages. It's not even a loanwords thing, we just fucking steal it. I'm on to you. I bear witness to your crimes. The wheels of fate are turning. Roasty. What is it, anyway? Out of curiosity. He's trying, God bless him. We do need to get in that gate. So this actually poses a problem. Boiled potatoes mixed with cream and milk and then fried. Cream and milk and then fried. Or fired, is it? I don't know about the cream bit exactly, but I've never had much cream stuff. The milk, though, that's enticing. Do you need help there, good sir? Right, okay. Nick, buddy, I'm pretty sure this is obstruction of justice. I genuinely mean it when I say I haven't seen this happen before. No matter. Emergent gameplay.
Well then, Olivia, talk to me.
Yes. In the beginning, Nick only went to the gallery during the day, but he went so often at some point he became friendly with Diane. They started going out drinking together, and now he doesn't come home until early morning.
I'm guessing he never actually sleeps, does he?
Drinking when I asked. He blames me for not being able to talk about Turner and Rembrandt.
The only two artists that he
Which of
knows.
course I can't, can I? So what can I say? I mean, I couldn't take it anymore, so I followed him. He did go to the bar, to start with. Diane was there too.
Mashed potatoes made into this shape of a small thick pancake and then fried.
Right? So I waited outside the bar.
Shovel Knight's pension is the character
And they
development.
eventually left the
Oh,
bar
that's great.
and headed for the art gallery.
That's actually like
But it was already early
that
morning,
intrigues me.
but it was still dark. Just before going inside, Diane turned around.
I mean, that's the best way to
It
do it,
should've been
honestly.
too dark to see me, but I swear, her eyes looked right at me. They seemed to flash for a moment.
You're trying to say that she's
so rattled
magic.
that I left and went
Not only
home.
the playable characters. Oh, that's
the next
good.
day,
Here, like,
Anna
the MC,
was
like, a
found
lot of them already
dead.
had a personality. The only ones I'd really want more is, like, the bosses. And I guess that's kind of the entire point of the expansions, isn't it? Or flies persistent cutscenes.
I went to the gallery to talk with Diane about it, to
Sure,
confront
Dan
her.
also does a bit of character development.
Once I was there, I couldn't find
Why'd
the
you do it,
courage
yeah?
to go through with it. And I saw you there, and I just felt I had to go home. Nick has been seeing Diane every night recently. He just left for tonight, too. I really don't know what to do.
York, we ought to take Nick in for questioning.
No, not yet. This alone isn't enough.
Emily, answer me.
This is Emily. Agent York is with me, too.
I've just received word from Thomas at the sheriff's department. Something has happened at Becky's house. He was called in by Quinn, but he wasn't making any sense. We have no further details. I've sent Thomas over there. Can you go back him up?
Yes, sir.
One other thing. It sounded like he said, Raincoat Killer. This may well be related to the murder case. Take all due
More food wars.
precautions.
Germany in the middle of the Europe saw the traders had to go through
No! Aunt
Germany in the
Kitty!
past and would spread dishes they know.
Please, no!
Britain on the other hand is very isolated. Yeah, that makes sense.
Olivia, calm down.
Having an entire ocean does make things quite awkward in that regard.
I'm heading over to Becky's.
She lives in the big house over by the lake. Hurry!
Hope this isn't anything serious. Damn it, Zipper. We may have screwed up during the investigation.
Wait.
We better hurry, Zach. I have a bad feeling about this. Becky's house is by the lake.
We have an hour and a half to get there. I rolled over a chapter actually, so the thing I wanted to do will have to wait until the next applicable chapter, which I don't know offhand. It might be like 2 chapters away, 3. And but then that time I'll just fuck it and do. That time I could probably easily do the thing. Right, so road and then tunnel. I guess yeah, you could take the tunnel. There's no point not to. Cylinder. In this chunk of time. There we are. So second left. Just follow that shit straight and I guess either right actually. Either right and just follow the road. Alright. Again, I will say one thing this game does really well is atmosphere. Just like the music and then the just heavy rain just pounding down, like it actually does it really well. Should have showed it there actually. I'm pretty sure like if you do you run the sirens, like cars will just skitter out of your way. I forget exactly though. It's the problem with running the running the sirens is that you also increase your stress gauges there. Not very much, and it doesn't matter too much in the car. Just don't let it max out. Cat's in him. He's rolled over and actually gone to sleep and he's just snoring his little head off. Oh yeah, and for sequences like this where you absolutely need the car to get places, the game will like just give you infinite fuel and durability, so that you're not just fucked over. It will sometimes not do that because there's a we'll see when we get there. For like dramatic reasons, it will sometimes not do that, but for the most part, whenever you have like a urgent driving sequence and have like the game's like, okay, go here now, it will just give you max shit, which is great for when you do shit like that. York has now rolled 2 cars on this trip. You thought the small country town wouldn't be exciting. The rain is genuine. You feel a bit cold, even though it's like it's fine here, and I've just had the heating on for like an hour and a half, so the house is toasty. It's one of those things.
Becky! Sorry. That's all he would say since I got here. Quint, tell me, what did you see in there? Did you see the raincoat killer?
I do like that as a subtitle for his incoherent weeping.
Thomas, did you see Nick here?
Oh, Becky!
No. When I got here, he was already like this. He should be here soon. Call George and tell him to wait down here. I'm going inside. Once they both get here, follow George's orders, okay?
Yeah. But Agent York, isn't it dangerous to go in there alone?
Don't worry. Zach is with me.
Zach, let me smoke one first. I need to clear my head so I can take everything in.
Combat time. Someone's been busy with the place.
Zach, they're here too. I had a nasty feeling about this. Let's hope it's not a big welcoming party.
Would have been nice to do the thing before we came in our combat section, but that's a different button than last time. Prick. Hey, we're cool. It's fine. He calls you a bitch and then he runs away. Have these sections been explained? They haven't been explained yet, no. They will in time, though. I do like the slow open. We really do need to sort our inventory. Oh, we're good for health items and everything. I think really I would just dump stuff like the stabilizers because I don't use those really. Alright, well, you have but one way to go. Chase the fucker. The one thing that is, like, it does very interesting is the way York always refers to, like, you know, he goes like, oh, they're here. Like, or they're here too. Stuff like that. So it implies that they, not only is this not a surprise, he's seen this before. And he always seems to know when they're going to come up, because he always says, don't come in with me.
Zach, that's a strange coincidence. Look. Red velvet. just like the place where Anna was murdered.
Is that vein on York's forehead? Or not forehead, again, it was temple, not his forehead exactly. Well, probably nothing you can't already tell, really.
Too much noise. We're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
What we can do is change suit while we're here. The new music is friggin' amazing. I didn't actually consider that there'd be... Well, there'd obviously be some new music, because like, new shit. Never actually thought about that, though. We'll put on our action suit. It'll take hours for it to complete. What's the card game music like? Cause that, you know, that's always like a treat. Well, in good games, the card game music is always a treat. Give me a second. That's kind of... How do I say? That is kind of intriguing. That you've been thinking about it for 15 minutes how to explain it, and you haven't found a way yet. And that's some shit deep. That's like some shit that's deeply rooted in culture. That also suitably board gamey. Well, that's good. Final Fantasy IX's card game music was this jaunty little tune thing that just is at once like, you know, fitting of the game's musical style, but also just very different to the any other track in the game. Well, most tracks in the game. Then the other one that immediately comes to mind offhand is, you know, like the Gwent music. There's several tracks of the card game. Ooh, good. Trendy. Oh, give me that cherry pie from the hell. Come on, pick the thing up. Making up that lost money because we were a smelly boy. You didn't have to wreck the TV. Everything we picked up since we last checked. Canterbury, by the way, is the gun shop. It's just the... See, we're wrong on max for those. I'm just gonna stash these. At least I don't need them. I don't think I'll ever need them. I don't remember using them before. Because I meant to keep your stress gauge down, but I've never gunned the stress gauge enough to need them. I need to go get another hot dog at some point. What do you have for us? You do have a saber, and that is tempting. It does have a pack of lollipops. Might as well. Boom. Yeah, business as usual. This area is actually like remarkably Resident Evil like, and it is, you know, it is part like, oh, it's just a mansion. But it does a good job of the whole like locked doors and spooky monsters and corridors and shit. Still want to do that thing of just going over the recorded Resident Evil 1 videos I did when that was a thing. Maybe I'll do that over the Christmas break, who knows. Interior decorators, I tell you. Well, shit, we can't possibly shove past that. Oh wait, no, right. My brain slowly ticks back up. Your fake door. Come on. Coding overloaded. Fucking... I think the only way I'm ever gonna beat that is like, you know, just get one of the capture cards you just mount on the PC motherboard. I feel like that's really the only way that's gonna happen.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Stand up full already. You're right. Bullets.
Great. Nice shot. Great. Bullseye. Nice shot. Great.
Oops. It's fine. It was a parody of the typical Piranha Bytes game that captured Rapport's humor. I keep saying report, sorry. Humor quite well. I know I'm not saying it right either way, but, you know. Try my best. Here comes the time. Get guard says, stop, you can't come in. Here, what do I have to do to get in? I want this magical ring. Here goes on a ring quest, brings it back. Here is your ring. Thanks, can I get in? No. Asshole. Okay, I like you, you can go in. So is it basically just people being comically hideously obtuse for just no purpose. I guess that's like a really, probably a massive oversimplification, and I'm probably not entirely getting it, but it seems like that sort of thing where it's just like, fuck you, I'm just going to be obtuse because I can.
Great. Nice shot.
Which in some ways I can actually quite respect, if presuming I'm understanding it, of course. All sofas are forbidden. You just need to play the games at some point. Fair. That'll probably be the easiest way to get it, is just to actually see it.
Great. Yes.
With your wiggle.
Bullseye. Nice shot. Great. Bullseye. Yes.
Whoop. I've been seeing these animations as evidence that York can hit people who are moving with Ultra Instinct. Don't ask me to explain that if you don't get it, because I'm not going to. A country ham. Sliced thinly, if you please. I haven't put much in the way. Well, shit. I haven't put much of the way of thought into it yet, but I have been thinking about, like, if I was going to make a competitive team in, like, Pokemon Sword, like, what would I use in it?
Nice shot.
And admittedly, I haven't, like, looked into any.
Great.
Not even many stats beyond those I already know, like Zacian being a fucking monster, and Dragapult being a fast fucking monster and shit like that, and creatures on the whole being a lot more balanced. It is something I've been thinking about.
Yes. Yes.
Part of it is just like, I do have a Destiny Knot, I have the Everstone.
Amazing.
Part of it's just like, okay, get your hands on something, you know, like I Max Raid Ditto. Doesn't matter what, it's just a 5-star one, you're good. Why exactly for that, or for what I'm saying? So, forgot to mention some pretty big news last time you streamed. The court decided that apps for Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp are illegal in Germany. Oh ho. Is it something related to data, I'm going to assume, like user data and how it's being used, or rather like how it's being abused, I'm going to bet? That, or like they're not doing enough to clean up just, you know, the rampant levels of Nazis on their shit. But given it's Facebook, I'm actually going to lean towards data issues. They broke some patent owned by BlackBerry. Well, hell. So what's like what's the plan of action? Is it just like a massive fine, or like the app's just genuine, it's like fucking banned entirely? That is interesting, because I really genuinely figured it'd been like some sort of data issue, or like, oh, you're not cleaning up your act shit. Because there are such platforms that are constantly in this shit for that, and for good reason.
Huh?
The sigil. It's like the inverted cross, but free of religion. He takes the coat off before doing his murdering. Something to note. The house some time to fix it. That's like that minor functions of apps, there shouldn't be any big problems. I think the Facebook already knows they'll fix it. Fair. I mean, hey, you know, at least BlackBerry finally got a win as of late. Curious how that works out though. Like, it's just minor functions of apps.
Yes. Bullseye.
Wait, no. I feel like this version is generally a lot more happy about health and item drops. Maybe the original got a patch for that, I don't know. There is a new law that all social media platforms have to report death threats to the police or face fines of around 50 million euros. Oh boy. You got me some severe crackdowns on that shit, I tell you what. And frankly, good. Really, I feel like that's the way it should go. It should just be like massive, quote-unquote, unreasonable fines for these things, and just leveled at like, you know, big tech companies and social media companies, and just actually enforce these extravagant and quote-unquote unreasonable fines. Because there's no other way they're going to fucking learn unless you're like literally tearing apart their financial reports before their very eyes. The seeds. Cosmic Star Heroine is on sale for €5 on Google Games. That's good to know. That's actually is good to know. It was secret. We had like a secret Santa thing in work today, and whoever got me, we didn't. It's not one where you can reveal who like the secret Santa was. The one who got me a £15 eShop, like Switch eShop like card. So I actually need to have a gander. I might just hang on to that then, in case Cosmic Star Heroine goes on, and then probably grab something else, like either on sale or it's going cheap. It does kind of narrow down who got me it though, because kind of like, well, there's only a few like people I've like actively spoken to that about how I play games, because they also play games. But, I didn't do any extensive guessing or trying to predict that. That. I mean, granted, someone could have just asked.
Great.
The one I got them a box of somewhat nice chocolates, because it's kind of like, well, They're a sweet fiend. Every time there's like, yep, someone brings in like, you know, donuts or little pastries for just like a bakery, you just go around and get a box of pastries, assorted stuff for special occasions, or just, you know, hey, let's take a break thing. They're like always the first up and first in, and they fucking love their sweets. So it's kind of like, you know what, easy doing. Oh boy, it's our best friend. Yeah, I shouldn't forget about that. I need to remember that's in my bag. Cross code is also on sale, but that's hefty. How much is that one then? I love the way the door shatters like he's breaking it with giant claws. %20 off, €15, or 15% off. That's still not bad. 25%. In some ways, these little sequences kind of remind me of the Clock Tower games. Where you run into a room and hide as the murderer pops in, scanders around. Welcome back, Amanda. As you're saying, a nice turn, the button for the sequences is always ZR, or like your right trigger. Because your right trigger is, you know, the hold breath button in gameplay as well. Which is nice. It's not like the evade ones where it's like sometimes you have to hit Y, sometimes you have to hit B. Did they know you have a switch, or they knew I had a switch because we'd mentioned it before. Come to think, there's like 4 people on the team I've explicitly talked about having
Zach,
a switch.
this is a waste of time. Let's go.
With. And one of them only actually found out today, actually. So that actually narrows it down a lot more when I think about it. Again, it could have been that they asked someone, like, you know, what does he do or into? But still. Break this broken wall. I got one for you too.
Bullseye. Yes.
Yeah. It's quite nice. I was genuinely surprised. Because it was just, we were going through like everyone just dumped their presents into a box, and the guy who organized it just, you know, gathered around and began talking about, I got like the wrapped little card out, and I was kind of like, huh. What could be like this small and this flat? Because usually, at least with it's Y button. With like PlayStation ones, and you go to the game and buy the PlayStation ones, they just print off the thing. Ooh, I wonder what these could be for. They just print off the PlayStation 1 on a receipt and just hand you that instead of, you know, have it get on a card or whatever. And I presume they had done the same with the Switch, because I usually don't use the cards from the Switch. But no, it's a curious difference as well. I thought it curves. You can't break it. Well, balls. Rip your ears. You can and will just run against doors forever. Like that. Not wasting any time there, York. Oh. Oh, a nice root beer. Sometimes something in the attic clicks, and I don't know if it's just like there's a mouse up there, or is it this time of year there's always usually like a mouse or two in the attic, or if it's just the house reacting to the wind outside. Oh, this is pretty telling, isn't this?
Huh?
Do you see? Well, we know through the power of mind vision that the villain has somewhat short brown hair and has hairy forearms and is beefy. Now, if York knows that, that's a different matter entirely. He's got a golf club. Watch out.
Bullseye. Bullseye. Amazing.
Great.
Hairy beefcake. The beefier the better. Hello, Knock. It figures you'd appear once I start talking about hair and beef. Weird segue from my entrance.
Bad. Very bad, Zach. The raincoat killer gave Becky a visit. Hold on.
I mean, in Deadly Premonition, yes. They kind of missed all the blood, huh?
Can you hear that? Is it rain? It's the shower. Zach, the bathroom, quick.
First. I'm gonna pinch the cigarettes. Not again. Once it does Secret Santa thing in 7th or 8th grade. I put a lot of thought. What kind of present I should buy. And then I decided to buy a ball pen and football design. The classmate got the present, he showed it to everyone, told them I gave him a ball pen, and I got someone's promotional gift for free. They really did use that musical sting, yes.
Zach, she's still alive. Who did this? Who was it, Becky?
Becky! What happened here?
George, stay back. She's trying to speak.
We don't have time. She's dying. Thomas, cut that wire. No! We
You
must get her to the
absolutely just
hospital
cut this
immediately.
elaborate wire trap.
What are you doing? Get out of the way!
Just
I'll
had
do
those
it.
on hand, by the way.
Don't! George, stop!
Good job, George. Nobody does anything, no. And what do you know? She's now being strangled. Freaking video game. So they just need to teach George a lesson by accidentally letting him murder someone. I do remember this scene did, it was one of the more striking scenes in the game when I first played this, because it was kind of like, oh shit, that's actually quite gruesome. How is she not already choking
That was good
on
this
that?
time, Zach.
Very, very careful placement, so that it didn't move until the body jerked. Only then did it go. Key for the safe. Until the body coughed. Yeah, George, I wonder by who. Good job, George. It's too late to save her. To be fair, there has been a hideous amount of blood loss. Even if they hadn't let George, do the spectacular, I do like this touch that there's nice stabilizers here, presumably because Emily broke them out for Thomas.
Oh.
It was just a flesh wound. Behind the painting, of course. Classic, classic. Whoops. You want to talk about election results? I mean, we can.
My dear sister, I'm so
Give it
so
this scene
sorry.
first, and then we'll get into it when the
I was
next
a
driver.
fool to fall for a man like him. I don't have the words to apologize to Anna.
I left her there. She was suffering so much, and I just ran away. I know he wanted to kill me too, but I'm not going to let him get away with this. I followed him after he was finished. He carried Anna into the woods. Anna was holding on to that precious locket of his. He couldn't remove it from her hand, even though she was dead. But she let go of it for me, though. It was like she gave it to me. So I brought it home. I might be able to bring Anna's killer down with it. I want you to see it. I know even he wouldn't dare to harm you. He'll catch me, though, if I go into town. I'm trapped in my house. So I've asked Isaac and Isaiah to deliver it. They totally believe that Anna became a goddess. I believe so, too. She looked so beautiful, as though she might smile back at any moment.
Everyone finds this murder victim mounted on a tree so beautiful.
Without asking, and broke the heel on one of them. I'll send them along with the locket. I'm sure the shoe can be fixed.
So Becky is Miss Stiletto Heel, and she gave the locket to the twins. Must be the special secret Billy told us about, Zach. We'd better go and see her first thing tomorrow.
I don't want to take that book into as evidence there.
Emily, who might this sister be that Becky was referring to here?
That would be Diane. Didn't you know Diane and Becca were sisters?
I should have known, Zach. We're all family.
I do like the way he says it. Does show York Wells as the, unflappable FBI. He's back to making his cracks just, like 3 minutes after seeing that. Far from the worst he's seen, to be fair. And just surrounding his dog and whistling at it. The dog is unfeeling. He cares not for the child's taunt. What did happen to your sentence?
Previously
Zach,
in the
you.
investigation.
I'm Kaysen, Forrest Kaysen.
Thomas, did you see Nick here?
No. When I got here, he was already like this.
What are you doing? Get out of the way! I'll do it!
George, stay back. She's trying to speak.
No! It couldn't be!
juxtaposition of scenes implies it's meant to be Nick.
That's good this time, Zach.
Which is curious, considering the way they actually went out. You're kind of like, well, we don't actually know who it is, really.
Oh, I can't believe it, man. Now that's heavy.
Me neither.
When did Becky stop coming to work?
I think it was like from the day Anna was killed, man. Yeah, that's right. She was totally depressed about something.
Maybe they're killing him, I
For her
don't
to
know.
let us know she wasn't coming in for work. She must have been totally in shock, the poor thing.
So you took the twins along to cheer her up.
That's right, hon. If only I knew it would be like this, I'd have spent more time talking to
I had
her.
to give him more of a shit
Told
about
me
my
about a
employees.
special secret between your children and Becky.
Yes, of course. What about it?
It seems Becky handed them an item before she was killed. Any idea what that might be?
Now that you mention it, they had a box about this size, which they said was very important.
You don't question your child's
That's it.
behavior at any point.
I'd like to talk to them about this in person. Where are the boys now?
They went out, actually, with Mr. Kaysen. They mentioned going to the community center today, hon. There is plenty of space to run around over there.
Kaysen? Do you know him well?
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. He always brings us gifts from his road trips. The kids love him, so we let him take them out every once in a while. You know, for a little quality
Parents is
time with the
understanding
missus.
boys will be boys.
Okay, I
Boys of
understand, but
secrets.
the situation calls for urgency. I'll go and look for them myself, and if they come home without running into me, could you let us know?
Sure, of course. I'll contact the department. Where is it?
Firmly
Where?
insisting boys will be boys as things go to hell even more and more. I think this is the most dynamic camera work has been in any given cutscene.
Where could it be? Her dress. Oh, Sally.
Sal, Anna's mother?
She's acting up again. She's been like that ever since. she
Sarah's
was
just
in
more
the
annoyed
news.
than anything.
What exactly is she doing?
Got no idea. But I guess she's in like, shock or something. Way I look at it, her daughter's death hasn't really sunk in the right way. Totally, man. I feel sorry for her.
Come on, let's go. Louis, have you seen
Traumatized
Anna's
mother.
dress, dear? I can't find it anywhere.
Zach, the wheels are turning, but not in the right way. You feel it too?
I mean, I guess the right way for it to sink in is to just, just gonna go like, totally, man, I'm so upset about that. And then, just go back to just sadly strumming your air guitar for a few days.
Isaac and Isaiah aren't here. They're apparently out with Kaysen. Let's go look for them.
With Kaysen? Sounds like a long story. Any ideas where to start looking?
Lily told me where they went. No problem.
Okay. Let's see, what'd you say here? I think most people in Germany were surprised by the result. For the last years, most Germans thought originally the British voted to leave because the huge majority that didn't want to leave didn't show up. They thought the people who wanted to stay didn't think that many people would vote to leave because it's so incredibly stupid. So now everyone expected the British would just vote against the parties that want Brexit to fix that whole mistake. But you see, the problem there is that England exists. And the thing about England is that England is so fucking desperate to be racist and xenophobic against, just anyone who's like north of brown, not even brown, like north of slightly, like ever so gently tan.
And today,
And
we're
just
stuck here having
fucking-
to search for lost children.
They're not lost.
Basically,
We're the
they
ones
will
who are
always
lost.
vote to be
And so we are, Emily.
poor, then have no public
We
services,
may as
and
well
just
have fun if
generally
we're
just be
lost.
worse off.
You sure know how to take your time in a time like
No matter
this.
what. See, the thing is, I don't think it's necessarily a raw hatred of Corbyn, though that plays a major part. I think a good deal of it genuinely is that great reams of England will just inherently believe the Tories no matter what. The Tories can just lie openly, be caught in those lies, everything. Completely and openly. And it doesn't matter because the Tories are basically saying, yes, you can be... You know, yes, it's exactly right, it's always the foreigners. Those filthy foreigners who are doing everything wrong for us. And jibber
I can't believe 2 people have
nationalism.
been murdered in our town. And now 2 young children are at the
Like,
center of it all.
the hatred of
I
Corbyn
just
is
can't
like
come to
wild
grips
and
with it.
unreasonable.
Crime
It's
will
that
happen
same
wherever there are people.
bizarrely, like, jingoistic,
Might be easier for
weird,
you
like,
because
this
you don't
weird
live here.
malformed, like,
People
everything
that I
that's,
knew
like,
were killed. And the murderer
left of
might be
Thatcher
someone who
is, like,
lives here in this
Maoist.
town. It's really depressing.
Well, what Corbyn did was basically
But someone
be a
has to bring this
like something
justice.
approaching a
You're
genuine
right,
threat
I know,
to,
but
you know, major capitalists and
sometimes I just
billionaires
think
by
I'm not
threatening to,
cut
you know,
out to be a cop.
nationalize industries and actually put taxes on things and make people who have lots of money pay some of that money that they're not using
You also
to make
possess
things
what
better
most
for
of the
everyone.
world,
I do? What do you
The
mean?
anti-Semitism thing, and, you know,
a sense of justice.
Justice?
judge me as you wish on it. Jesus, Carol.
I must
Judge me as you wish on these things.
surprised to
I
hear such
do
a-
feel the anti-Semitism thing was
say this.
genuinely blown madly out of proportion, and by that what I mean is
Obvious or not, I joined the FBI in order to do what's right.
it kept getting brought up, it kept getting
I
trumpeted and
understand,
going
but
like here, like, you know, like they're so
still,
anti-Semitic and
see-
they're doing nothing about it, like they're so fucking racist, I
I'm
can't
sorry.
believe it.
I need some time to
But
think.
every time I
Whatever
read, like,
you
you know,
want
a
to
news
think.
article about it or
Justice.
whatever, like be it The Guardian or
I
be it
wanna think
BBC, be it
about-
whatever,
Justice.
not a
Zach, she's
single
quite the
one of them
philosopher,
ever
isn't
actually
she?
mentioned
Then
who
again, death
these
makes
MPs
everyone
that were accused of anti-Semitism were. At one point, a BBC reporter reporting on a Labour, like, this is in the run-up to the election, like a Labour event, like, at some time, you know, just canvassing and campaigning, mentioned that behind Corbyn on stage was one of the MPs who was accused of anti-Semitism. Didn't name the MP, didn't say which one it was. It just posted a photo and said one of the MPs here is accused of, is like one of the anti-Semites, and it's kind of like, who? Like, name names, like, who is it? What are they doing? Like, why, like, if this is so well known and it's such a hideous problem, like, just say their name, like, say who it is, like, why are they, like, tell us who's doing it. Let us actually have this little stink and appropriately blame and see what's going on. Never did. Never fucking did. Now, to be fair, like, I forget the exact number. It was a small handful, like, no more than maybe 4 or 5, were actually done for anti-Semitism. They were kicked out of the party. Or, like, some of them were investigated and weren't kicked out, which, you know, that's more awkward. Like, we don't know what was said or found or anything. 1 or 2 of them were just outright booted for anti-Semitic remarks, but on the whole, never really named names, never really said who it was or what they did or anything. And meanwhile, the Tories have had a rampaging and open Islamophobia problem. And that was never commented on. Like, you know, again, BBC, which is just openly like a Tory propaganda mill these days, never really reported on Boris Johnson's open Islamophobia. He openly he does like a press call, like he writes for a column in one of the major newspapers in England, and in one of his like columns, it was like last year, the year before, he referred to Muslim women as being dressed up like letterboxes, and made other various, like, you know, basically Islamophobic remarks, just openly and honestly. No one called him on it. No one cared. We got to like rant and rave about, you know, like Labour having this supposed anti-Semitism problem, but, you know, Johnson being openly
Can you give me some space?
Islamophobic
Don't
just
worry, I
is,
can
you know,
look for the twins
that's
at
just
the same
whatever.
time.
No one mentioned that. Shh, don't talk about it. Like, I do get that angle of it. It has to be a popularity contest. But I wonder how much of it was strong Labour areas didn't feel they could trust what a Labour, like, you know. I wonder how, like, founded the whole, like, we don't trust Corbyn as a Labour leader is, versus, like, anything he actually did or said. 'Cause people, like, yes, like, Labour didn't have a consistent, like, Brexit, position for a while. They kept like humming and hawing and just not committing to whether they're going to be a leave party or a remain party. That's very much true. But beyond that, I never really saw anything particularly wrong with Corbin's leadership, and that makes me wonder like how much of it was that versus how much of it were just people who were more Blairite labor, like old labor style, and just fucking like basically just hated him on sight for being like pretty far left as these things go, because there was a good deal element of that.
I'm thinking. Can you give me
Alright,
some
yes,
space?
you're not talking to us right now.
Don't worry, I can look for the twins at the same time.
Yeah, no, like it is. Basically, it was just like. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was really pushed the ball, at least from what I saw, anyway. The only thing I ever saw them be incredibly inconsistent on was Brexit itself, and like whether we're going to commit to things like a referendum or a people's vote or whatever the fuck. Corbyn always did seem like pretty hardcore about just, you know, fucking nationalizing everything, slamming the rich with taxes and all the rest of it. I mean, that line was always consistent and clear from him.
According to Lily, Isaac and Isaiah should
And, you know, well, the rest of it was fairly natural, like, oh, police numbers are down, crime is up in England. Blame the Tories for, like, their mad policing cuts, and that's, you know, pretty simple, cut and dry.
Hello again, Isaac and Isaiah.
NHS has problems, blame the Tories, cut and dry. Just basically just constantly hammering on those points.
It's easy. Really simple.
If he does it right, we give him a treat.
A cookie if he does it right.
I see. Very clever. So,
I feel like you shouldn't be giving a dog cookies.
could you perhaps tell me?
Especially if they're like, you know, chocolate chip cookies.
No, we can't. It won't be a secret if we tell.
I'm not telling. We promised Becky.
Well, that's a problem. Because I
Mind
also
logic the twins.
promised to catch the bad man. I can't keep my promise if I don't know what the secret is. Do you see?
It's not actually a whispering sound, it's just the dog.
She told us to
pounding.
give Diane a box. It wasn't that heavy.
We took it to the art gallery and gave it to Diane.
Is that all Becky gave you?
See, I kind of wondered, did the kids just walk there with the box and just turned up there by themselves with the box,
She
or
handed
did
us
someone bring
something.
them?
It was small and round. She told us to keep it safe in our pocket and give it to Diane.
And then you met Carol on your way?
Yep, I took the round thing out of my pocket and we looked at it.
And then she talked to us.
We told her that we were
Your
on an
original
errand for
neighbor
Becky.
SPD
She
is having a
said
hard
she'd
time,
do
but
it
our
for
Tories,
us.
the
But we
CDU,
told her
is
no,
less right-leaning,
because Becky asked us.
and also fairly
not
competent
her.
overall.
We promised Becky to do it ourselves.
Oh, farmer boy problem. Probably did.
So Becky did entrust the locket to them. And now Carol.
I do just kind of like the image, though, of
Right, Kaysen?
Diane just hearing a knock at the door.
You were in the room when Carol took the locket back from Diane. I saw you with Diane at the art gallery.
And, you know,
Yeah, I was there.
she opens the door, two kids here with boxes, and just go like, Becky told us to give you this. They just hand it to her and walk off, just alone back up the long street from the gallery.
I just sat there like a frog. Yeah, so Carol took the locket from Diane, but that has nothing to do with me, right?
Yes, I believe so. But from this
We
instant,
saw you pass
you
through
are
a
now
building.
key witness
We're
in this
on
case.
to you,
I'm
demon.
afraid you can't leave town until you hear from me.
What? Can you
They
do
did a spy
that?
exchange.
This is all starting to sound a little like Alice in Wonderland.
Which makes you Humpty Dumpty.
Huh?
Does it?
Isaac and Isaiah. Thank you.
Two kids
I think
dressed
I'll
in
be
French
able to keep
coat.
my promise with
One on
Becky.
top of the other.
How is Becky?
As it is in the old days.
She'll come and help out at our store again, won't she?
She'll come and play with us again. Won't she?
Boys, about Becky.
That's
No,
right.
he wasn't.
Becky is almost totally better now. But I don't think she'll be able to come and see you. I was told
Let's be
by
real, I
Becky
don't think anyone
it's a
here
secret,
present has it.
But she's actually a goddess of the forest.
Yeah, it's first past the
I think she's
post,
gonna
which
be
is
in
just,
the forest
you know,
with Anna for a while.
Cool. We'll keep this a secret then.
like,
too.
you know, area
Yeah,
majority gets it, and that's
why
all it
Anna and
is.
Becky are such good friends.
Okay, Willie.
You're happy too, aren't you?
Zach, I hope Emily doesn't end up as a forest goddess too.
It is dumb, and it is a constant thing that people keep acknowledging as dumb. Even some Tories will go like, "This is openly dumb, and we should reform this." They don't ever, because you know,
Okay then, Zach.
if you're the popular one and you're the majority,
Case.
you get the benefit. You just purely stand the benefit. So there's no reason to ever reform it.
She was out drinking.
And you just complain that it's broken whenever you're not you're not the popular one.
Nick confirmed this, and so she has an alibi. But then we have what Nick's wife Olivia told us.
According to Olivia, Nick and Diane not only went to a bar, but also went somewhere else that night. Do you remember where that was, Zach?
It would have been the gallery, wouldn't it?
That's right, the art gallery.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I remember
Before
that.
entering the gallery, Diane
The
looked
fact that he
at
asked us a
Zach
question when it
towards
was hammered on so much just threw me there
almost
for a
as though
second. Like,
she
wait,
saw
this is a
Olivia
trick.
in the dark.
No, I remember.
Nick's
Happy I live in a
behavior
real
has also
democracy.
become more suspicious
I mean,
by
the thing
the
is,
day.
it wasn't all bad. I say this mostly because I genuinely expected a Tory majority again, because I'm just like, you know, England will so easily and happily just, you
Evidence
know,
of that at the moment
vote open and active cunts
The
back
only
into
thing we can say for
popularity
sure
because fuck.
is that Nick's whereabouts are
But,
unknown at the time of
You know,
Becky's
the
murder.
SNP
He has no
fucking
alibi.
dominated it in Scotland. So we're in for Indie Ref 2 happening, and that's going to be fucking funny if that's a yes.
So who was
And it's
it
very liable to
who
be a
promised
yes.
To report trouble at Becky's place.
It was Quint, wasn't it?
That's right.
I thought there'd be more of a split.
Becky's boyfriend.
I didn't think
He
so.
went to her house and
He
saw
did it
the
again.
tragedy.
Is it? Are you on like your phone or something,
Now
or?
Becky's murder.
'Cause that might be it.
Killer struck again while we were on the case. We found her bitten off.
No, but fuck
A
knows.
massive amount of red seeds that poured out with the blood. And an inverted peace symbol, like the one seen at the site of Anna's murder. From the similarities, one can deduce that Anna's killer killed Becky.
We also found one other important piece of evidence in Becky's room. Can you remember what that was, Zach?
That's right. We found a sketchbook
Yeah.
in Becky's room.
But yeah, like S&P dominance,
She apparently read the
like
letter
that's gonna
from
be
Sister
fucking fun
Diane.
because they're already going like we are immediately gonna start Indie Ref 2 like
revealed that
right
Becky
away,
took
and
a
we're gonna
locket
start a fight
from
about it,
Anna's body at the crime scene.
which is
She also admitted to borrowing a
gonna be
pair
fun
of
to
Diane's
watch.
stiletto heel shoes.
Also
So
much
Mr.
closer
Miller
to home. The constituency I live in, North Belfast,
something else
kicked the
at the end of
DUP
the
out.
letter.
Nigel
It
Dodds
said
is
that she
gone,
handed the locket
booted,
and
lost his
stiletto
seat in
heel
Parliament.
shoes to
He's
someone.
fucking out,
Do you remember who, Zach?
just laughing and cackling.
That's right, Zach.
And that it was fucking great.
Told us.
DUP lost another seat. I think it was.
Carol offered to take the items to Diane.
What was the other one they
but the
lost? It
twins
was
refused. They gave them to Diane themselves as
Was
they
it
had promised.
Fermanagh and South Tyrone, or was it?
For some reason, Carol
Foyle.
wanted the locket.
I forget where.
She
They
ended
lost
up
another
storming
seat
into the gallery to
as
take it
well.
from
I think they
Diane.
lost that one to the SDLP. And a seat they were
When
hoping to
Carol took the
gain
locket
from
from
Lily Hermon, who
Casey
was a
just
independent
happened to
MP who just resigned
Is
this year.
Casey
She just
involved in
retired.
this? Or
That
he
seat was
just in
taken
reckless?
by
I wonder
Alliance,
what's so
who have
special
actually
about
just
the
in
locket.
general increased their vote share pretty
Why did
significantly
Carol
across the
want it so
board,
badly?
in line with the European
Questions are
elections
mounting.
earlier in the year. You know,
Come to
things are
think
going like Northern Ireland at
The
least
first witness has no
has
alibi
like
for Becky's
you know
death.
punished the DUP and slightly gotten its act back together. We still don't have a functioning local government, but God willing, that'll get sorted sooner or later.
Becky and then called us from the scene.
But everyone is suspicious one way or another.
Months ago, started the wish the English their Brexit, but with Scotland or Ireland splitting off from them. Despite that also being bad for you, I feel some kind of schadenfreude about that. I wasn't actually paying attention to what he was saying for this one. Whoops. Fucked it.
No, I don't think so, Zach.
I was too busy ranting about politics, I wasn't listening to which question is it. Diane.
That's right. Becky's sister and Carol's enemy, linked to both Nick and Casey. Elegant owner of the art gallery.
Zach, that's our next
The abortion, homosexual, married, I think didn't bring the what the hell will. I mean, the thing there is that Sinn Féin had every reason to just let that pass through. Because they're all for it. So like, for them, there was literally no reason to come back together, because, hey, let it be just pushed into law by, you know, Westminster, and we can just go like, ha! But, no.
How?
I think at this point, like, the reasoning goes that even if they kept the overall seats, like, in various seats, both the DUP and Sinn Féin had significant cuts to their vote share. Like, their majorities were significantly reduced, and in some of the seats they lost. The one the DUP lost to the SDLP, or another nationalist party for family.
As with George, if he goes anywhere,
it was like they had a slim majority of like 1,900 votes, or thereabouts,
you keep a watch on
and that was what the DUP had last election. This election, the SDLP vote had a 15,000 majority.
Once Nick and Diane are together,
like, it was just a fucking landslide the other way.
They usually show up, Thomas.
Around the same
and like
time.
I think like
between 22 and 23.
Ian Paisley, like he's a DUP MP.
Boys and girls.
His constituency, like, he had a majority of 20,000 last time, cut to 12,000 this time. There was one that was cut from 18,000 to 6,000. I forget whose side that was. While like a lot of them retained seats, like there's also significant cuts, and like votes went every which way to everyone else. So the reasoning is like Sinn Féin and the DUP are going to have fucking willies about not being the biggest parties anymore. If they don't come together, if they don't come together and form an assembly again soon, Westminster has outright said, alright, there's going to be another assembly election, and, you know, with the way this one went, it's entirely likely that both of them will just get shunted down the ladder as Alliance just grows a bit bigger, or the SDLP takes over as like the biggest nationalist party or whatever. Overall voting numbers in NI went up 4%. Significant enough, really. I could kind of tell because I was in town on Thursday night after voting, and the place was fucking empty. Like, there was no one about. Not even like, oh, they were all in shops. Like, there was fucking no one about. Not in pubs, not in shops. They were just gone. It's kind of like, shit, everyone must be actually taking this seriously or something. It was bizarre to see. Yeah, no, I think, like, basically out of fear of, like, of another election possibly unseating their beloved positions of power,
we need to be at Carol's
the Sinn Féin and DUP would probably, like, fucking...
Looks like we have some time to kill.
Just, like, fine, whatever, and try and cut their deal as fast as possible. The DUP especially, because they took a fucking hammering, and people are just not happy with them in general. Let's see, we should really see about food more. Actually, is the gas station open? Probably isn't, so we probably can't go slip him fivers for his saucy information. Where's the gas station again? Yeah, it's like all here, but nah, they're all fucking not. I think. It's the Vandiver, it's George's house. I sat there. fucking... Where is... What part of town is the gas station? I keep forgetting, because the... It's like across from... Not across from the diner, it's away from the diner. I think it's just not open at this point, honestly. Because it is like 8 p.m. So we might have to go loop around. Although, I don't think this is actually a chapter where I can do it in anyway, so... Might have to wait on that no matter what. I will at least see about acquiring food. There was apparently a lot of complaints about like weather and the timing of it just being very awkward and difficult, which usually, as in general, like supports the Tories. But honestly, I think like there is like a, it's not even I think, there is a general contempt for, like growing contempt for politics and everything to do with it here. So I can imagine a lot of people just didn't see it as that important, and it is and all. But they just didn't see it that way.
This case turned into a multiple homicide.
What kind of motives turn a criminal into a serial killer? Is it hedonistic? Ritualistic? Copycat crime? Sex-related? Cannibalistic? From the Bureau's statistics.
It is sad.
These interesting ideas don't always really explain the real motive. They're just words. Phrases that the media uses to scare citizens.
You get the true facts, but the FBI.
Falls on a mere 1% of all cases. Only the weird ones.
You understand all this, right?
I mean, yeah, if you've lived here, especially during this entire ongoing 2-3 year disaster,
personal interest.
Especially if you live in Northern Ireland.
Most people,
like in Northern Ireland, we basically don't have a voice. Like with the way everything in the UK is set up, Northern Ireland basically does not have a voice on the stage here. Like for all the talk of it being like a union, the United Kingdom and all, it's not. We're basically a glorified colony.
We end up working on those cases in that 1%.
Do you remember, Zach? The first case we
and
had,
people are becoming increasingly aware of it, especially since like the more Scotland keeps kicking up about independence,
I don't feel
the more like, you know, Northern Ireland starts thinking about it. You got like fucking like increasingly like unionist MPs, unionist figures, like ex-loyalist paramilitaries, everything coming out and talking about how you have to prepare for Irish unity, like, or talking about like it's an inevitability and you should start preparing for it, or you should start just trying to get along or whatever. And it's kind of like, even they know, even the ones who would like literally fought against this are beginning to go like, yeah, okay, and they know. That's not to say like, oh, it's good, it's guaranteed gonna happen like super soon or anything, even though I do think it's gonna you know, it's a lot closer than it's ever been. I would not be surprised if we were but mere years away from it cracking one way or the other. But I don't know, I need some water. We live in a society. There, I said it. I mean, yeah, like they all have problems and their holes and shit. And it's not like, you know, society's moved fast enough for this shit to be refined and easily fixed over and just made into an optimal system in any way. But, you know, especially with all the myriad factors that go into a society and its people and their beliefs and what they want or need. Hello. Did I wake you up there by moving? Oh. Yeah, it really has, honestly. I mean, for some parties it's been that way the whole time. And the ones looking out for themselves are usually just wanting ever more money for inexplicable reasons. It's something I think about a lot more, especially in recent times. I'm just kind of like, I do not fundamentally understand the rich. Like, someone like Jeff Bezos, who goes out of his way to do, like, you know, orchestrate a company that does things like, you know, like, cut benefits on, like, and basically just, like, cheat workers out of every last possible little, anything that could, that we can construe it as an expense towards the company. Screw them out of it. And it's just kind of like...
How many years ago was it now?
I don't understand that, like, this
multiple
near psychotic approach to these things. I don't get it. I don't get what the point is. I don't know what you really get out of it by having more pennies when you're at that level of wealth.
A second stomach was found inside the first victim's body. Of course, she didn't naturally grow a second stomach. One of the stomachs belonged to someone
One day I would
else.
like a Deadly
As more
Premonition
victims
game that
piled
just
up,
kind
there
of
was one with 2 hearts,
goes into
with
some
2
of these
livers,
crimes York talks about.
4 lungs. Different organs each time.
Of course,
See, I don't know. I don't think it's that easy.
Didn't do the girls
Like,
much good.
attributing the
Right
fear
then.
just seems
And
too
they say
fucking
too much
easy. It's
isn't
kind of
right.
like, oh, they're just afraid of this or that. It's kind of like,
We arrested a professor at the med school.
but why? It always comes back to,
They found the
but
body of
why?
his
Like,
daughter.
how can, if you
Yeah,
have that level
missing
of money and
organs
not
at his
caring,
house.
how can you ever fear
Remember what he
anything?
said when we took him in? I was ordered to restore those deformed bodies.
Yeah, it does. I don't think
to
it's that easy, or it just doesn't work like that.
And
It's
remember
like, that's
who he said
too
ordered
simple
him?
an explanation. I feel like it's
An
something
alien.
more. Or at least something more
But of course we
obtuse
couldn't
or
arrest an
arcane.
alien, so we arrested the professor instead. Serial killers can't be caught by logic and common sense. I learned this the hard way. That first case.
It's not about caring.
Since
I don't
then,
know.
these cases just keep getting more and more complicated.
Again, saying that you care too much just seems like
It's a
too like
tough
the
job.
easy answer.
I thought getting
Like, oh, it's
experience
fear. It's
while
kind
I
of
was
like,
young would make the
I don't
job
know.
easier.
Something had to form this nature, like this nature that they follow. And I don't think fear is an easy way to put it. Like, something must be driving it. Something like the 5th Tomb Raider game where you just play through multiple short adventures. Yeah, kinda actually. You know, like a case files of Detective Francis York Morgan. That'd be neat. While I wait for this time to go over, actually, can I make it to like, the diner before it closes in 13 minutes? We do need to get food for our boy here. We do have food on us. But it'd be good to just buy more and not burn our supplies. I don't think we can, honestly. Galaxy of Terror is meant to be a bar, isn't it? I vaguely remember that. I think it's that one. Is that the one where like one of them, she was in like Egypt or something, and it was all like escaping from a tomb while being chased by a bull monster and then escaping onto a train? I think that was one of them. Or maybe that was Tomb Raider 3, I forget. Let's see about here then.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check
Yes,
out?
food for
Need to
your
be at
belly.
Carol's bar at 2200. We're free until then.
I can't remember. You argue about immigration in the US to make a character for a Wild West pen and paper RPG when I stumbled upon the sentence. The Naturalization Act of 1790 limited naturalization to free white persons. It was expanded to include blacks in the 1860s and Asians only in the 1950s. Only in the 50s. Fucking hell. Slam it. A gin and tonic, barkeep. Sick. Gin and tonic is rank. That seems pretty fitting for York, I don't know. That's still baffling me, like, only in the 1950s, like, that is unreasonably close for that sort of shit. Like, wow, we're coming on, like, what, 70 years? In, you know, basically, like, coming up on 70 years, roughly, for that. That's still incredibly close in terms of time and history. That's fucking batshit. Don't ask me. We're just doing. We're just living in the moment. Oh wow, we fuck about. Let's see about. Think about it, is that one? Actually, maybe I shouldn't. I don't want to fuck with too many of the trading cards, because some of them actually do produce spoilers. I mean, I guess, like, spoilers themselves, like, don't go for them when you're first drawn if you didn't know the story or
This time
anything.
of year. 3 years
I don't
ago.
remember which ones, though, offhand. Some of them do, though.
Yes, that's right.
Sometimes by showing an item, or a person, or something, or
Multiple
sometimes
homicide,
by, like...
Same MO. Across Utah, Colorado, and Missouri. The victims were all average married housewives.
Sometimes just because.
But after being run over so many times by a car...
You have to read the description, I mean.
5 victims.
You read the description, they'll be like, well, here's a big thing, you're just kind of, well,
the way
shit.
he killed them was always the same.
Fortunately, I didn't
Aside from
really
that,
find any of those. I didn't even know there were descriptions when I first drawn.
Well,
I only
they
found
were
that
all
out later when I was going for all achievements
Age,
on the 360 version.
Race, nothing else matched up. Tire marks and fragments of paint ID'd the car that was used. That's where things got really tricky. The perpetrator used a 1993 model Cadillac Alante as a weapon. It was registered in the name of one Senator... No, I don't feel like talking about this anymore. That senator's basement. I wish I could forget what I saw there.
A senator, no less. Oh yeah, I've heard about that one. The Yellow Peril. Like, America is just, even by the standards of the fairly racist societies of the West, America is a special case. Like, it is absurd. Pardon me. It is absurd the lengths Americans went to, and like, if it ever seems batshit today, it was worse in America's history. Just far fucking worse. Like, it's deranged, frankly. At times, like, some of the shit like Americans would do in the past, just to people of different races. Well, I say, white ones, I mean. White Americans, what they would do, or what was allowed by law, or just seen as natural in the culture, or whatever the fuck. I think it's fucking batshit. Hello. There was a whole thing, and this was something like I didn't know was a thing until like Metal Gear Solid 5, which brought it up, and I actually like googled it afterwards, and that was an interesting read. It was like during the Cold War, like I think this was in the 60s part of the Cold War. In like America was like in the nuclear race, like they had several mines set up in indigenous Native American like lands, and they hired the local people to do the mining for, was it uranium? It would have been uranium, I think. Uranium and plutonium, like basically nuclear material. The United States government didn't tell them that what they were digging out was radioactive and what that meant. Didn't provide them with equipment to keep them from, safe from radiation or anything. And didn't much care about taking care of like the waste product and stuff like slag from mining. Just didn't give a shit. So whenever like the irradiated hell dirt and soil and rocks and all, but it's left around at the mine. Whenever it rained, that shit went into the ground and the groundwater, and that just irradiated the shit out of their land. And then, when the land, like dust and dirt and everything builds up, the winds would carry the dust, the dirt, the irradiated fucking land, and just blow it across, even more across reservations and Native American land. Like, it is ludicrous the lengths that the American government went to just to be fucking sociopathically evil towards, like, Native Americans, even in, like, relatively modern times. It's fucking insane. Like, America is, like, a fucking insane place. I did not watch Chernobyl. Is that, like, on Netflix? I need to actually get a Netflix account and actually watch things. But I have heard about it, like, how it goes into, and that really interests and intrigues me. Everything that's been said about it and how it's done. Now TV? Okay. I'll have to give that... I'll have to go hunting or rooting around for it and give it a watch. Why are you sitting up? Hello. But yeah. No, it's really... No, like, that's what I mean. Like, it is really good. Like, everything I've heard has made me intrigued and go like, oh, this sounds like it's well done, or like, this sounds like it's going to be an interesting watch. Like, like period accuracy and all the rest of it. Wait. Why would you be more careful? What's happened? For a week if you don't already have it. I'm like, all starting Monday. I might just do that at some point over my break. Get a trial and just watch it.
Zach, looks like we still have some time to
If
kill.
it's just like, yeah. Or
Let's
no,
pass
just
the time elsewhere.
I forgot if it would, What is this font? I'm not off Monday. I'm on a half day on Monday. And then, from then I'm off for like 2.5 weeks. For like over Christmas break. I keep calling it because I just didn't I had like a whole bunch of off, like, off days I didn't use. So I was like, you know what? Have the tail end of the year off. Off you go. And it's a mix. There's also like we are being given like Christmas Day and Boxing Day off, and we have half days on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So it all just added up to basically just give me like 2.5 days of time off essentially. He's sitting up a wee bit, he's out, he's open, he's curling, like, trying to recede a wee bit. What's up with you? The way I do it, you first. Oh. Might as well smoke. But yeah, it's gonna be great. So I'm going to sit down and like play shit I've missed. I have like the new Professor Layton, Lady Layton's Mystery Journey. I got that arrived today. I got that in work with my work. Like our work has I've tweeted about it. Like our work has a point scheme thing. And for my birthday, they gave me 25 quid of points. And for Christmas, they gave everyone like 50 quid of points. So I had 75 quid worth of points in the work reward scheme. And they actually have like a section where you can just get games. So I got Indivisible this for like 71 points worth of work points. So 71 quid worth of work points. So I'm going to be getting into that at some point. Indivisible as well. See my job more. The in-job reward scheme is weird because like they also have sections for stuff like in the electronics section there's an instruments bit, and it's like there's a whole bunch of just like tiny keyboards that are worth 80 quid.
Just as we planned then.
And then there's like
I wonder what happens next.
Agent York,
ukuleles
really
for like
enjoying
20
this,
quid's
aren't you?
worth of points.
I have to admit,
Like tiny
I envy
ukuleles. And it's, I'm just kind of wondering, like, who made this selection? Like, who and why? Like,
Agent York, Nick is leaving the bar.
What about Diane?
She isn't here tonight.
Emily, check that with George.
George, can you hear me? Nick's leaving the bar.
I mean, hey, maybe on my next birthday, I'll get a tiny ukulele, and I'll just bring it along to the next gallery and just slap it.
Stay put, George. I'm thinking Nick will head to the gallery. Let's meet up there.
10-4. Copy that.
Give me the new tiny violin.
Agent York, it's Nick.
So let's see. It is okay as long as not being done to our people for a certain value of ours. There was a law from 1875 to 1882 if Chinese women were declared as undesirable immigrants and therefore wouldn't be allowed to the country.
Time to play with the big
They
things.
bring Chinese men into the country to be cheap workers, couldn't bring their wives with them. Then 1882 with the Chinese Tealing mission. Because of course we have to have one of these. He's drink driving, by the way. I feel like we should be able to ding him for this. This is a general crime. Couldn't bring their wives with them. In 1882, the Chinese Exclusion Act, they completely forbid Chinese from immigrating into the country until 1943. That's fucking nuts. I didn't know about that, but like, that's ridiculous. That. Pardon me. It's not a crime in this time. That's why they survive. You see, it's the rain. The rain, it drives them to drink. Drink is the only thing that keeps the demons away. Jesus drank wine. Won't you drink wine? For Jesus? Like, most of the point system rewards things are like fairly standard. Like, you know, there's stuff like, oh, here's like an 80 quid Android tablet, stuff like that. You know, there's more elaborate ones where like, here's a fucking £500 TV. Good luck ever getting enough points to ever get that. But, and then there's just, you know, the tiny ukulele. I think it comes in multiple colors too. In the 1800s, almost no Western country had race-based citizenship laws. So the US were super strange, and there are people that think Hitler took strong inspiration from American laws for some of his own. The more I learn, the more I fully believe that. Like, I fully believe that, yeah, you know what, he probably did just take full tilt inspiration from how America was doing things. God instead of family killed in some land where they have a vineyard. A wine hole. They bottle, like, once in a while there's a gallery in there and we collect grapes to sell them. Hey. I hit it every time. Oh. Do you not get to, like, throw all the grapes into a big vat? It does sound interesting. Do you not get to throw them all into like a big vat and like make your own family wine or something? What's the point of having a grape vineyard if you're not going to do that, really? Nick? Yeah, she did used to bottle herself. The old grandparents always had all the stuff in it, including the vat. Stopped doing it because it was too much work. Oh. Alright, he's moving again. Now we just sell the grapes. Fair. Noct isn't much of like a rampaging alcoholic so much as you know, prefers feasting on the And, you know, the bones of the innocent. That just happens a lot, really. Bones and suffering, mostly. That's true, I've never seen you drunk. I've seen Connor drunk, and that was a bit hellish. And I've seen David drunk, and it was just kind of like himself, but loopier. I've never seen Jared drunk. A bit more cosmic to me is the idea of Callum being drunk. Like that, I know you've never seen it. That just seems weird to me. Just because of who, like what Callum's like who he is and how he's like normally. I'm just kind of like, what would you be like while drunk? Christmas drinks at Cookery with them. Bought one drink and walked out to him and he puked like. Pre-drunk. Just one drink, walk up and immediately vomit on the floor. Beautiful. Never been drunk my entire life. Perks not really. Yeah, I've never been drunk either because I've never drank alcohol. So. I have like considered things like, hey, well, like, I do morbid curiosity. What are like non-alcoholic beers, root beers, whatever the fuck, something like that. And like, well, you know, like maybe there's something interesting to check there, but it's kind of like, eh. Or you could just drink, you know, like water and soft drinks and milk. I spent my one day off that I've been looking forward to drinking, helping him sober up. I've only truly drunk once in my life because I've tried things at least once. Or some decent virgin drinks. Like virgin drinks is in like for your first drink, or virgin drink is in this is non-alcoholic. No alcohol drink, okay. Yeah, something to consider, I suppose. I'm not just dissing. But I figured it was like the term was one of the two. Don't worry. I got like the general idea. It was either like slang or it was just, you know, the actual term for something reasonable. It's like with pizza. I've been considering like trying to like try, I mentioned this before, like trying like a non-cheese pizza. It's another one of those where I might just do that while I'm off. For Christmas, just like one day if no one's in, just like, hey, non-cheese pizza for dinner, let's see how that goes. I know a few decent places. Do tell. Recommendations always be nice to do non-cheese pizza. Recommendations always nice. Or vegan cheese. It's more the cheese is my issue, so I don't know how I would do like vegan cheese as opposed to just not having cheese at all. Yeah, no, it's not cheese, but it's kind of like, well, it intends to be cheese, so maybe it tastes enough like it, I'll be like, oh.
I think someone's putting a curse on all the cars I drive recently.
Agent York, Nick's getting away.
Don't worry, time to get serious. Hold on.
Yeah, the license plate says spy fiction, which I think is a reference to a series. Not one I've ever like partook of myself, as opposed to the genre of spy fiction.
Is Nick here? George?
No.
Vegan food places is done because
What
of
about
Claire.
Diane? Any movement?
Playing drinking games and everyone's constantly telling me that I don't need to drink a water glass half
Yes,
filled with apple wine every time. That is a bit
George,
extreme.
something's different about
I guess it depends on the game and how like much you want to apply like a drink to
This is my first
like a
murder
thing,
case,
whatever.
after all. I'm on edge, and I needed one. It was only a little, though. I'm still in control.
Just resist the urge to call him just a spineless tit for not having solved a murder case before.
Zach, Nick and Diane are probably both inside.
George, you're sure you didn't see Nick?
Positive. I haven't taken my eyes from the entrance all night.
Not that I don't trust you, George, but I'm positive Nick is here. Is there another entrance?
Not that I know of.
Well, I'll go look for one. Help me out if you can, would you?
He just starts following the door again. Welcome to the Hell Zone. The sky is fucked in Hell Zone. No one mind the demons, I've got this.
Bullseye.
Bullseye, but he didn't flinch.
Bullseye. Nice shot. Yes. Nice
Oh, you were
shot.
gone. Oh, that's not good.
Nice shot. Bullseye. Great. Amazing. Bullseye. 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 Nice shot.
Nice shot. 12 gauge. Upcoming indie game is doing Mega Man Battle Network style combat. I did not. No. Do tell. I am intrigued. Oh boy, drop your shotgun. I want it.
Yes.
It's not where you get the
Great.
shotgun, you get it. I think in this Hell Zone we're going into. Well, that's unfortunate. Actually,
Nice shot. Amazing. Bullseye. Great.
I got an insane amount, but the only effect I got very tired. Everyone told me how weird it was, that I was still completely clear despite drinking so much. I also can remember the whole evening. I didn't have a headache the next day. Oh, you're just naturally a tank for it, I guess. That or you weren't taking anything particularly heavy. Oh, you were gone. That's fine. Ow.
Great. Yes.
It's a roguelite, as in you do relatively short runs and dying or winning pops you back to start with few unlocks. Make real games. I'm kidding. But still, though, there's too many of those things around. God. Nah, he's a mean. Pizza Punks and Little Wing would probably be your best shouts in Belfast. Pretty sure Goodfellas has vegan options, but I haven't been there, so I'm not 100% sure. There's others, but they tend to be expensive. I've seen Pizza Punks, because I've had to walk to Tomb Street to collect parcels from the post office, and I will say, like, I did like the look of the place. Like, I did really like the aesthetic of the inside of it, and all. It looked like a really nice place. But I wasn't actually sure if they did, you know, pizzas for things such as I. You do nice pizza regardless. That's good. So hey, you know, it's also choose your own toppings, and they do weird toppings. Ooh. Well, define weird. Is it like strange meats? Or is this like weird combinations? Yeah, you might as well. Thinks I'm running the apple wine at least 13% alcohol. I honestly felt like the thing that hit the hardest was drinking a bottle of beer after all the other stuff. Funny how that goes.
Great. Bullseye. Yes. Nice shot.
Yep. Get it off, get it off, get it off. I haven't seen that crawl before, I must admit.
Amazing. Yes.
Yes. I'll check that in a second. Thank you, trees. There's a ladder down the work to go to just to, you know, just to go fuck a lady outside of your marriage.
Emily, I want you guys to...
Wait out here, I know. I'm not gonna fight you about this anymore.
Did you see the demons too?
Promise me this. If there's trouble, then you'll call us in, okay? You might not think so, but we're a team.
I will say this menu actually, like, before I even
That's what
probably
I think,
read
at
it, actually
least,
looks
and-
genuinely nice.
I'm interested in you and Zach. I don't want anything to happen to you before I hear more about you two.
Like, just aesthetically, that looks quite nice. But it is, to be fair, like the aesthetic of the restaurant itself, I suppose you shouldn't be surprised that the aesthetic of this place is quite good. Like the menu as well. What are we looking at here? Toppings, knock yourself out. They're unlimited. Protein: eggs, anchovies, ham, pepperoni, candied bacon, Nuja, chorizo, Tuscan sausage.
She wants to know more about you.
Beef, meatballs, haggis.
Nice surprise.
Lemon and herb chicken sounds like it could actually be really fucking good if it's anything like the... Ah, fuck, what's it called? The chicken I got in that one place in town. In Woodcutters. Was it? No, it wasn't Woodcutters. It was, Kathmandu. Oh, what was that called? I forgot what the fuck that was called. Chipotle and chocolate is that chipotle and chocolate by itself, or chipotle and chocolate pulled pork? Black pudding and tuna. Ready on the veggie one. The only one that stands out to me is tender stem broccoli, which is a hell of a name. Rogues, brown ale beef brisket, mac and cheese, chicken tikka, fajita chicken, red striped jerk chicken, pickled gherkins, plant-based barbecue pulled jackfruit, that's a hell of a name, falafel veggie haggis. What's a vegetarian haggis like? Yeah, you were right about, like, weird toppings. There's some weird ass sets. Some of it is quite... The lemon and herb chicken one actually sounds quite tempting. I forget what exactly you call the chicken I got. It was a Kathmandu kitchen, whatever. And it was really goddamn nice. And I wanted to try making it at home, but then I haven't actually ever got the ingredients for it. We got some of them. It was honey chili chicken, that was it. Which is not quite the same thing, but it's similar enough in sounding because they put lemon on the ones in Kathmandu Kitchen. You just use the sheep shit. No meat involved. It's just pure crap of the earth. Honestly, we probably could, yeah, just convince everyone to gather out, and while we're out there, even if only to go to Pizza Punks to eat, and if not, just to do something while we're at it. That'd be nice. Alright, save. What am I doing? Alright, save again. 2 is 1, and 1 is none. This might be Hellfuck Corridor. I do believe this is the Hellfuck bit. Rip. Or it's down here somewhere. It's when we get introduced to a fucking nuisance.
Great. Nice shot.
I can already smell it. You're bringing back memories of the bad times. Nox knows more than any of us what sheep shit smells like. It's a lived experience. One we can't truly understand.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Ooh. That sounds like a hell of a sight. His entire arm was up there. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, I do believe this is hellfuck. Maybe it isn't. Remember the corridor being a lot taller, you know what I mean? I mean, Zach, York, Jagger. I guess in a sense, actually, yeah, damn me, Zach, because I'm the one who keeps walking up close, pointing down, even though I should have remembered by now. You were it when you first witnessed it. Yeah, this is the fucking corridor. Hey, we're gonna be here a little bit. Let's see if I remember how to fight this fucking thing.
Huh?
Field for the pregnant cows was right before our house. Lined it with bullshit because it makes the she-cows randy. Mini boss time, sort of. This thing's a bit of a fucking nuisance because if I remember right, it just takes fucking forever. By. Since we don't have the shotgun, although, or the assault rifle for that matter. Just use the fucking trigger button to lock down. Even that whiffs it. It's 10 out of 10. Right in the butt. Come on. Really should make sure that was shotgun or something before coming in here. It takes so long with the pistol, yeah. I forgot it was in here. And I, you know, the only other thing I have to hand is melee weapons and the submachine gun, which isn't much better at this. We haven't seen the worst of it. I mean, you would get more shots off in the time it takes you to line up the thing and shoot and all, that's for sure. You're also like using a lot more ammo, it's kind of like, well... Yeah, you can waste shots as well, because it will just... Getting the aim and all that, and then just also it just twitching. The worst animal shit I ever smelled was when we had ducks. They even smelled a tiny bit worse than chickens. Oddly specific. What are they gonna do right now? No, all our equipment and shit's fine. Might as well bang this. That's what I get for glancing at chat without paying attention to what way I was pointing myself. You just remembered something? About hellish farm animal stories or about deadly premonition? The fake milk udder thing for cows. No, but I don't think you explicitly showed me it yourself, but I kind of remember. Well, not remember. I think I might know what it is. So Luigi's woken up and walked away, so I might need to go. No, it is after 11, so. He's only had 3 food things today, so I probably will like feed him in a bit. This is one I gotta show you. Alright, go for it. It sounds different from the thing I know then. Or think I know at least.
Too much noise. We're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
Put down. We don't have the thing for it. High five. Right enough, it was 11:30. I'll say I'll go until the next save point or until I loop back to a save point. One or the other. Put down. I have so many memes on my phone. Suppose it's a matter of course that you have of this cow fake other thing just on your phone to hand. Do you still have the Godzilla one? Because I've been thinking, it came back to me today and I was kind of like, slowly lost my shit in work at lunch. You do, good. Send me that one because I'm just kind of... Ripe apple. Find the other. Right. Holding a ripe apple. A bit too ripe for me. It's on Discord, I'll find the other one. Cheers. I'll be with you in a moment once I've slapped all these down. This is also a very original Resident Evil style puzzle and this sort of thing. I'll be able, without the timer. This has a timer, whereas they wouldn't really for this sort of thing. Meow. Meow. You hungry? You awake and hungry? Indeed, indeed. No, that's empty. There we go. Let's have a look. Discord. Cows love peach teats. It looks like a dick. It's a bright blue bucket with a dick sticking out of it. I'm dying. That's on your dad's part. That's this is a personal lived experience. This is an artifact you have not only witnessed in person, but have available to you. The blue bucket with a dick. Sent it to Kieran. Did it just destroy him for just days on end? He was disturbed. Ah, God. The jokes write themselves, they really do.
Great. Nice shot.
How you? You need to get that fucking shotgun. Get up to some side shenanigans.
Amazing. Yes. Amazing.
You help me fix it, yeah. Well, give me a second. And someone's still wondering, right? Not the cat, this thing.
Great. Nice shot.
Probably another one upstairs, isn't there? Ooh. I don't know, you just can't have another golf club. Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. Yes.
I was horrified when I saw it. You saw it in action, dripping milk. Oh God. This is single pink straight phallus, just dripping milk. Oh god. Where's this in like a Story of Seasons game? I want the fucking cows love peach teats dick bucket. Just in my cute little farming simulator. Yep. I had an image for my phone on Twitch. The others must see. Can you like
doing here?
kick it on to like
So it was you. Much more astonishing than I imagined.
like throw it onto like Imager or something like that and dump the link in here? Well. Vomits. Oh god. Try the big pancakes today. Did you succeed, or was it unfortunate? Actually, yeah, it was the use of the word try. A teaspoon of salt. Oh dear. Hello. Hello, my scruffy boy. What have you done to yourself? Go out and wash yourself, or you've made a mess. Hello. The nice thing about a short-haired cat is that his hair will never get long enough and need to be like groomed by like a cat groomer or anything. But I saw what's called like a lion's cut for long-haired cats, where you just cut off like all the body fur, just trim it all back down to nothing, like like a thin layer. Not a thin layer, but it's like a surface level layer on everything except the very tip of their tail and like from below, like a ring on their neck, and it's just. Like, the thing, they look so, like, absurd, and I just couldn't help but laugh. I know it's better for them, especially when it's warm, apparently. But I just couldn't help but laugh. I was like, oh, poor babies. Is what I consider it to be a teaspoon, but completely full. It was so fucking salty, I was tasting salt for hours. Most went into the trash. Oh. I'm sorry. I was not with pancakes, but I've sort of done that before. I was gone like, this is a normal amount of salt, and just put salt in and it just destroyed everything. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. There's the cows love peach teats. Fuck it. It looks like a dick, doesn't it? I wasn't kidding. Yeah, let's just dander back here and just use this save point. My heaven-sent son, why are you doing this? Your scratching post is literally next to you. You're doing it because you want me to come out and get you. Or follow you to where you want to go. But I will not do it. I will just talk at you. I will come on my own time. Don't take that out of context. Alright. Hang on a sec. Is this gonna see it? No, don't match the game bar. Match Firefox. Ah, it's just white. Fucking hell, OBS, come on. it's just a white screen. Twitch is OBS is not permitting me to show this on fucking stream. Hang on a sec. I think that right. Why is this just a white screen? Why does this hate Firefox? It worked for like 1 or 2 streams and now it refuses to completely. I like set up a new one. Pointed at the. No, it's just always hell. Oh well. I might just save the image and make it the thumbnail for the YouTube video. YouTube might not like it. No, they might prevent me from advertising on my channel. My channel gets a hold to my eternal struggle with this goddamn program and its refusal to just function. Hang on a sec. If I do this. What is the issue? Not like I don't have like some sort of filters on it, do I? I shouldn't. No, that's fine. Meow. My son. Hello. Yeah, I don't know. It's just being a fuck. Wait. Aha. Fucking. You saw for like a frame before the OBS browser got hit with a fucking GDPR privacy window. It's all gone. Horribly wrong. Oh well. That's gonna be us. Luigi's getting restless. He desires food. He's squeaking. Yeah, and it's where like near midnight and all this. So yeah. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. And yeah. I don't know when my next stream will be. Yeah, are you streaming on Sunday, Emily? I should actually bring this back to see the chat window can be seen, actually. He's just squeaking away down there, Luigi. Should probably add the chat thing to all of the views, like the black screen and the Chrome and all that. I said Chrome, that's meant to be the Firefox thing, but it might actually have to be Chrome now. So originally Chrome didn't work, and now Firefox doesn't. I think like Chrome actually does work. I won't be streaming Sunday, one way or the other. I probably not. Nah, it's not like unless it's like because the The Safjiva or Shiva, I forget the exact wording. I think it's Safjiva. Siege is in Monster Hunter World on PS4 right now. So I don't know if Chris is interested in doing it. I might be able to wrangle David if Chris isn't. But I don't know if I'll be doing that tomorrow or what. Sunday is a clear runway either way, and I might just not do any stream tomorrow. Just, you know, like nah. I'll just have Saturday to myself. Actually, no, because tomorrow I want to play Death Stranding and get back on that before I veg out of other things. It might be hard after 5 hours of sleep. I feel that. I feel that a lot. I don't think I ever mentioned that we completed the Dungeon World campaign I wrote on this. Actually, no, I did, I think. Pretty sure I did, yeah. That's fine then. Whatever suits. I won't be on tomorrow. I'll be on, Monday. It was great. Applause. Thank you. I did mention it. Yes, I remember now. Went well. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. Everyone took to it naturally. But yes, that'll be me. It's time to go. Good night, everyone, and have a good weekend. I will be... Let's say Tuesday. Tuesday sounds good, because Tuesday is also my first day off for the Christmas break. So I'll now have, like... I won't be wrecked or drained from work or anything. So yeah. Good night, everyone. See you Tuesday. For if... Monday or Tuesday, also, because Chris might want to do Monster Hunter, whatever. One of the two. Yeah, so... See you next week, basically. Good night.